A superpower with killer cough syrups. Just think about that title for a second. A superpower with killer cough syrups. That's India in 2025. October is the month of celebrations. The month when the weather turns, when Durga Puja drums echo across the country, when the lights go up for Diwali and people start preparing for Christmas. A month of change, of faith, of hope. But what changed this October? 21 children are dead. Dead because of cough syrup. The one thing you and I pick up casually at a pharmacy without even thinking for a second. You take it when you have a cold, when your child can't stop coughing, when your throat hurts. You take it because you trust that it will heal, not kill. But in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, these syrups, Cold Ref, Recipe Fresh TR, and Relife were found to contain diethylene glycol, a toxic industrial chemical used in brake fluid. And the level? 500 times above the permissible limit. Yes, 500 times. What kind of country allows that? What kind of regulation looks away while poison is sold to our children as medicine? This isn't a mistake. This is murder by neglect. 21 children are dead, most of them from Chindwara and Betol districts of Madhya Pradesh. The state, of course, immediately cancelled the license of Kataria Pharmaceuticals in Jabalpur. Now, this company was caught storing these medicines in illegal conditions, the death syrups. Now, the worst thing is this isn't new. We've been there before. Every year or two, a new tragedy, new names, new numbers, different company, different state. But it's the same story repeated again and again. And our children die. Their apologies and then silence. This time around, even the World Health Organization had to step in, warning the world that India, the so-called pharmacy of the world, is exporting poison. And yet, here we are again. Let me tell you what scares me the most. It's not just that cough syrup can kill. It's that in 2025, in this new India that dreams of Mars and supercomputers, something as small as cough syrup can wipe out our children. Why is this? This is because our public health system is broken. Now I come to the main part of this talk to you, the Northeast. And here in the Northeast, the public health system is not just broken, it's almost non-existent. Last year at EastMojo, we made a video on this. We didn't invent the story, we didn't twist the facts. These numbers were not from opposition parties wanting to score a political goal. We quoted a central government report. Do you know what it said? I want to start with Meghalaya. The state needs 112 specialist doctors in its community health centers, CHCs. Guess how many there are actually? 4. 4 out of 112 doctors required. Now that's not a shortage. That's a collapse. That's an empty hospital pretending to function. Now this isn't from the 1980s. This is from a government report published last year, but based on data from 2021. So 2021 to 2025, something would have changed. But as our reporters, my colleagues on the ground report, not much has changed. So let me again put out the fact. Meghalaya needs 112 specialist doctors in its community health centers. There are actually only 4, according to the Government of India report. Now, over to Assam, 704 specialist posts are there, but only 131 are filled. For a state of over 2 crore people, 573 missing doctors. Nagaland, Arunachal, Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur, it's the same story. Different hills, the same hopelessness. Now, tell me, how do we talk about healthcare access when we don't even have doctors? How do we talk about development when the sick have no one to turn to? In the Northeast, a sick person's best friend is luck. If you fall ill, you hope you recover before reaching the hospital. Luck plays a huge part in your survival. Let's look at Sikkim, my home. Now, we are supposed to be one of India's most prosperous states according to numbers. Clean, green, lots of educated people. But our entire healthcare system, all of it, leans on one pillar, the STNM hospital. One huge hospital, but just one. Now, many of you all will quickly say, okay, we have the Manipal hospital, but that is private. If STNM falls, the whole structure collapses. Remember that. The same goes for the Dimapur Medical College in Nagaland, Shillong Civil Hospital, Zoram Medical College in Mizoram, Tomoriba Institute in Arunachal, GB Pant in Tripura. Each of them the only major government institutions in their state, each carrying an impossible burden. That's what the doctors working there will tell you. But then people say, but they are private hospitals, right? Sure. But private healthcare is a luxury. It is not a lifeline. Private hospitals exist for those who can afford them. And those who can't, they pray. Let's be honest. In our region, 95% of the people have no choice but to rely on the public health system. And that system today is on life support. So when I say that killer cough syrup scares me, it's not because of what happened in Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan. It's because had it happened here in the Northeast, we might never even find out why our children were dying. Because there's no infrastructure to test, no labs to verify, no doctors to diagnose, and no system to scream at in majority of our places. So what do we need to do? And I sincerely hope it works. We need to attract doctors, not just tourists. We need policies that are implemented, not promises. We need healthcare, not hashtags. If our governments can organize music festivals, huge investor summits, not just in their states, but outside as well, and fancy tourism campaigns, they can also fix our hospitals and our healthcare system. Because how many more headlines do we need before someone wakes up? Look at these headlines now. I have not made them up. You can check EastMojo. Boy 9 survives lightning strike only to die in a landslide. This is from Mizoram. 7 doctors for 1.17 lakh people. 7 doctors for over a lakh people. A pregnant woman dies trying to reach a COVID hospital 227 kilometers away. This is not bad luck. This is policy failure. The rich fly abroad for medical tourism. The middle class lines up outside All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Delhi praying for a turn. And the poor, they sell what little they have or die quietly in a small rural or district hospital with no doctor, no machine, no chance. And yet, we call ourselves a superpower. Tell me what kind of superpower kills its children with medicine? We in the Northeast know neglect better than anyone in this country. We've lived through it. We've been called remote, exotic, peripheral. But when a child in Chindwara dies because of poison sold as cough syrup, that's not distance, that's decay. And that decay runs through the whole system. We cannot afford silence anymore because next time it could be here, it could be our children in our villages, our towns, drinking poison in the name of medicine. And when that happens, who will we blame? The pharmacist? The company? The government? No. We all have to take the blame ourselves for not demanding better, for not shouting loud enough, for not holding those in power accountable. A nation that dreams of supercomputers but cannot keep its children alive, that's not a superpower. That's a failed promise. The Northeast deserves better. We deserve doctors in our hospitals, not photo opportunities. We deserve medicines that heal. We deserve to live and thrive, not just survive. And no, we don't have to wait for the next tragedy. We don't have to wait for the next batch of poison to reach our shelves. We can demand accountability. We can demand help because we have already buried enough children. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to East Mojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.